The Sportsocracy.
This is G. Duggarov, voice of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Fire them cannons. By golly, put more powder in those things.
It is ESPN Asheville, and this is the Sportsocracy, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400. The A-plus mock drafts continuing here for the NFC South. Next up, my team, picking at number 19 in the first round, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Before we get into it, we have a super chat.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money. Money, money, money.
And Red Sea, with another super chat, says, Tampa needs, one, to fire Todd Bowles. Well, that ship has sailed. It's never happening. We're just never going to fire him.
Tank's resigned to it now. He's
They've
just
got
here
to.
forever.
It's just, well, shucksy doodles. Now you win the division so many times in a row, they can't fire you.
All right, Tank, I'm going to ask you a question.
Uh-huh.
Because I think I have built a perfect mock draft for your team. You are a fan of the Buccaneers. You're a well-informed fan of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. If you had a perfect start to the draft, it would include who?
Well, it would include a corner.
Which one?
It would be Savon Ravel.
Ding. Next.
Savon Ravel would definitely be on the list.
Have you taken him at 19? I just did. I can't even remember now. I can't remember now who I was talking to. But I just did. I can't remember what the 4-round mock drafts, and I had Tampa Bay trade down. All the Tampa Bay fans loved it. A friend of mine in the business went, if they want Savon Ravel, they better not leave 19. Because he will not last. He is now viewed ahead of Malik Harrison, which he should be. And I don't think you can trade down and still get him.
Okay. Hopefully he's still on the board for us because he is the best cover corner in the draft, isn't he?
For what you want to do, yes. He's he plays off zone, read and react guy, really long. Reek Woolen is the comp. If you like Reek Woolen, you'll like Savon Ravel. And I'll be honest with you, Ravel moves better than Woolen does. Woolen's more straight line fast. Revel is shiftier than Reek is.
Okay. I would probably want to try to find an edge rusher next.
Okay. That's not where I went because there is a position you need more, and it's really, really, really thin.
Linebacker?
Which one?
Which one? The position that Anthony Walker plays.
Yes, but which linebacker would you take to play that?
Oh man, I don't know. Who you got?
Demetrius
who was
Knight
left
the
for us?
second.
Oh, the kid from South Carolina.
Yeah,
I'm in.
Yeah, I love him. I think he's an older guy. I mean, you got to understand, this kid's 25 already. So if you see him get pushed down, that's why. But in terms of, you get a guy in the second round, he'll be 29 years old when he hits free agency. He's probably still got another contract in him anyway. And he moves particularly well for a guy that is much of a thumper as he is. I love Demetrius Knight. He's in my top 30 of overall prospects. I probably didn't ding him enough for his age because I don't think there's any way he goes in the top 30. But right here in the middle of round 2, great value. Linebacker is terrible in this class.
All right, and then at 84.
If you had – so you already said edge rusher. I'll go ahead and tell you, edge rusher is what I took at 121. If you had a position that you would just, to make your offense better, is there a specific kind of player you'd like to have?
Specific kind of player you'd like to have. No, I don't know where you're going with this.
Would it not be great if you had a deep threat that could actually, open up Mike Evans and open up Chris Godwin, maybe take a little bit of the weight off of Godwin?
Isn't that what Jalen McMillan does?
McMillan's not the burner. I like McMillan.
Mm-hmm.
But when I saw that you had this kid in on a top 30 visit, I went, I can't unsee that. Now it's Jalen Noel.
Okay.
Because Noel is the true over the top, you better get a hand on him or he's going to run by you. 4.39 at 5'10", or 5'102", 194 pounds. He got just elite feet. And I know receiver's not the biggest need, but as soon as I saw that, I went, that would open up Mike Evans and McMillan and Chris Godwin and the tight ends and Rashad White out of the backfield and Bucky Irving. When you put Noel out there on third down on a 3rd and 3, once I saw it, I couldn't unsee it. And 5 Tech is the other really big need you have, and I think you could get the one I want at 121.
All right, and who is that?
Jared Ivey from Ole Miss. I think could be an elite pass rusher.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that he's ever going to be great against the run. His best chance to do it is going to be as a 5 Tech. But between him and Kalijah Cansey, you're going to get after quarterbacks. Which, for me, mitigates a little bit of – Vita's not a great pass rusher. And he's never going to be.
No. The only time he's ever a good pass rusher is when he's going up against Tyler Biotish and he can just push him into the quarterback.
Yes.
I think he did that to him 3 times in one game against the Cowboys one time.
He did.
Edge rusher's good. I like that. No guard? You got me some guard depth
Funny
there?
you said that because that's my next pick. Another guy.
Oh, okay.
I almost went perfect for guys that you've had in on top 30 visits because I got you Jackson Slater out of Sacramento State at 157. He can play guard or center. And I like the versatility because you've already got Graham Barton. So I didn't love everything I saw from Barton at center last year. I like him as a player. I'm not sure I don't like him better at guard, and you move Slater to center. Mm-hmm. But taking a guy that I know you have interest in because you've already had it in the building and could do that just kind of pushed me over the top. Originally, I took you a guard at 84, and I didn't love it because it was Tate Ratledge. And I didn't love that, and I kept thinking about it going, I'm doing this because Tank's a Georgia fan and a Buck fan.
Yeah.
And I finally just tapped out on it. Nope, not doing that. Jackson Slater at 157, and then you've got that final pick at 235.
I think you made the right call there. Putting Tate in there and using a 3rd-round pick on him. I'm not so certain that at the next level Tate is going to be any better than Cody Mock is. And I'm not a big fan of. I mean, I like Cody because he's funny. He's a big fat guy with no teeth and red hair, and he chuckles a lot. He's got that smile that just kind of lights up a room. Here's the thing: when he's on the offensive line, I don't need his smile to light up the room. I need his hands and his feet to light up the defense, and he hasn't been doing that. So I think that's why you see a lot of mock drafters try to lean the guard way in the 1st round. It may not be the most glaring need because you do need a corner, you do need an edge rusher, but you also, if you're going to even try to expect Baker Mayfield to continue to play at a high level as he has, the past 2 years, if you want those receivers to still be the threat, if you still want Bucky Irving to, be one of the top running backs in the league, which, I mean, last year he was, top 5, top 6? Something like that?
Depends on the metric you're using, but he was up there really high.
Yeah. You want that offense to continue, you're going to have to beef up that offensive line. But I like waiting here. And then final pick for
it's
for the Bucs, 235.
235, a guy he's had a nice late rise here. He was not invited to the combine. Nico Reed, cornerback out of Oregon, started at Colorado. undersized guy, 5'9", about a $180. Really profiles to be more of a slot in a zone heavy scheme, kind of like this with Tampa Bay. The fit with Tampa Bay makes a lot of sense. He is shockingly slow. Ran a 4.46 at his pro day at 183 pounds. I know 4.46 sounds fast. It's not when you're the smallest guy on the field.
Starting out with Savone Ravel takes care of the cornerback need for now. I mean, you're still going to need more later, but
For sure.
let's start with one. Let's start with one corner and work our way up from there. Demetrius Knight at linebacker coming into play next to Levante David could be awesome. I love the Hassan Reddick pickup in the offseason here for Tampa. The pass rush is going to get even better, hopefully, as they add more to this to this team through the 2025 NFL Draft. Jason Licht was asked in a press conference, I believe it was yesterday, about trading down in this draft, and would he be open to it if somebody wanted that 19th pick and he wanted to trade down. His answer, Jeremy, kind of surprised me because he said he doesn't think that there's going to be much movement at all because the talent is so equal from the second to the fourth round. He said he doesn't think that you're going to see a whole lot of movement on guys or on teams trading picks.
I tend to agree. Here's where I would disagree with him. And it's kind of shocking. If you had told me somebody would have said this, I would have not thought Jason Licht would have been the one to say it, because you have two needs that are, I'll say they're a little harder to fill because there's not a ton of them.
Mm-hmm.
Because you need a linebacker, a true off-ball linebacker, and you need a 5-tech. In this entire draft class, there are only 4 linebackers that I have a grade inside my top 125. Now, if you were saying this about corners, agreed. I've got about 47 million of those. If you were saying about wide receiver, I agree on that. There's a lot of bunching of the talent, and there's a lot of guys that you can consider lottery tickets. I'm just looking through my second and third round grades. There are a lot of guys there that I could see being home runs. And there's not a ton of miss. Everybody talks about this draft's not as great at the top, and you're 100% right. It's not. We knew that coming into this year. If you remember, in Detroit last year, I told you we had to wait until 16 to get our first defensive player last year. The first thing I said when day 3 ended, or when day 2 ended, because you didn't do day 3 with me, I told you, I said, next year is a much defensive heavier class.
Mm-hmm.
You could be in the same boat with offensive guys next year that you are with defensive guys this year. But I do agree. You go from, for me, it's from 10 to 75 and then 76 to about 150. There are a lot of very similar grades. You're going to see a lot of difference in boards in those two spots. Top 10, I would argue we all have probably 8 of the same 10. Some people like Ashton Genty better than I do. Some people like Colston Loveland ahead of Tyler Warren. Some people like Josh Simmons way up there. Some people like Armin Mimbu way up there. But in large part, you're getting roughly the same 10 to 12 guys in the top 10. It's from there that things get sideways. And that could lead to a lot of guys going at the end of day 1 that you go, man, I didn't in any way see him going in the first round. And it's not going to shock me. I've probably got 60 names that I could legit see going on day 1.
Wow. That's a wide range. And it comes down to beauty is in the eye of the beholder. And as we always say when it comes draft time, if you got your guy, go get your guy. Go get him and see how it works. Sometimes it works, like for the Detroit Lions. Remember how crazy we all got about Jahmyr Gibbs at 12?
Worked out quite nicely.
Did. It worked out pretty well for him. You never know when you need to take that swing. But if that's your guy, go get your guy. You're in the Sportsocracy, and this is ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400. The AFC South A-plus mock drafts with a flurry coming up after the top of the hour.
ESPN Asheville.
Clear.
Thank you.
Your mountain weather forecast.
Hang in there, everyone. Still dealing with a few showers into the afternoon. Widely scattered, but showers nonetheless. I don't know about thunder, but it's not out of the question, especially as you get into early tonight. Looks like another little batch may try to come through. 58 today, and then overnight tonight, things will quiet down, mainly cloudy. Waking up at 38. A little breezy tomorrow, but we do clear. Beautiful day, 55, and that breeze will make it feel cooler. On Sunday, sunshine, 67. From the Weather Channel, I'm Ray Staging.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. Business owners can now keep in touch with up to 200 staff members at one time. Go to rapidradios.com now for up to 60% off and free shipping.
This is a story of the one. As a maintenance specialist for university housing, he knows college students can major in wear and tear. Plus, housing so many students doesn't leave a lot of room to house all the supplies he needs. That's where Grainger comes in. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast, dependable delivery, Grainger carries the quality products he needs so he doesn't have to. From a new door hinge to a whole new faucet. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Taxes was not knowing your
All right, so we're going to have to go really we have to be really on it here because we'll have to go 15 minutes on Tennessee,
Credit Karma,
roughly 15 on Jacksonville,
taxes for you.
And then try to split that last
then you can
20-ish minutes on Houston and Indianapolis.
Credit Karma. Now this is taxes. Intuit Credit Karma with TurboTax. Get started today. See guarantee details at turbotax.com/guarantees. Experts only available with TurboTax Live.
We all know Goodwill. But did you know when you donate stuff to Goodwill, you help provide job training for people right here in your community? Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs. Find your nearest donation center at goodwill.org. A message from Goodwill and the Ad Council.
This Medical Minute brought to you by Haywood Regional Medical Center. Expecting a new baby? At Haywood Regional Medical Center, we help deliver joy. And when you have a new addition to the family, you want to give birth in the place that feels like home. Haywood Regional Medical Center has private rooms for mothers and families so you can stay close to the ones you love. Tour our birthing facility in person and see the comfortable rooms where you can welcome the newest member to your family. And when adding a new baby, Haywood Regional Medical Center understands the importance of a personalized birthing experience. That's why we bring together a skilled team of doctors, nurses, and midwives right here in your own community for every delivery. In addition, to help ease your journey into parenthood, we offer classes for soon-to-be mothers and their partners so you can learn what to expect during labor, postpartum, breastfeeding, and newborn care. At Haywood Regional Medical Center, we'll help you and your newborn live your healthiest life. Visit myhaywoodregional.com to learn more or schedule a tour. This Medical Minute brought to you by Haywood Regional Medical Center.
Looking to buy or sell in Western North Carolina? At Clarissa Sells WNC, we're proud to be the #1 real estate team in Buncombe County, selling over 100 homes in 2024. We represent both buyers and sellers, and with a personalized approach to meet your needs.
At Clarissa Sells WNC, real estate isn't about properties, it's about people. Call me today, Clarissa Marshall, at 828-774-6343. When it comes to real estate, we're here for what matters most, you.
This is J.W. Whitley, General Manager at Parks Ford of Hendersonville. I would like to introduce you to some of our very own Parks Community heroes. Like Trent and Doug, whose first instinct was to fill their trucks with supplies and drive to the areas that were hardest hit in those first hours. Like Spencer, who helped build a bridge out of debris to rescue 7 families after the road was washed away. Nominate your Parks Community Hero today at parkscommunityheroes.com. That's parkscommunityheroes.com. Experience the Parks Promise today at parksfordhendersonville.com.
Mountain Graphics and Showtime Sports have teamed up under a new local owner to serve our community with the finest custom apparel and unique branded items at the best price. Mountain Graphics and Showtime Sports can customize whatever you, your team, or your local group may need with high-quality screen printing, embroidery, and laser engraving. Visit mtngraphicsavl.com or showtimesportsavl.com. That's mtngraphicsavl.com or showtimesportsavl.com for your local one-stop custom apparel shops.
Looking to buy or sell in Asheville? At Clarissa Sells WNC with eXp Realty, we're proud to be the #1 real estate team in Buncombe County. Give us a call, 828-774-6343. We're here for what matters most, you.
When the springtime flowers are in bloom and the morning songbirds begin to greet you each morning, you know that the magic of Easter is right around the corner. Easter magic begins at Ingles.
From the Ingles studio, WPEK Fairview, WMXF Waynesville, W225CJ Candler, the